Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Welcome Out of Unshackled, and I'm going to need about 350. Because the only reason I'm going to need a lot of 350 tonight is the amount of shit that's coming on and coming out in the game, and I didn't mute myself again. Fucking idiot. Happens to me every goddamn week, and every once in a while I forget that. But we'll go ahead and we'll introduce the panel for this evening. So far, we have the Anton Airlines, we have David the Douche Dark Shadows, we have Deja, we have Dutch, we have Champ, we have Jack Sparrow, we have the lovely Skipjack, we have Mr. Lionel Richie himself, and of course the ever-growing, mortally pissed off, immortal Dr. Phil. And right before we start going into the event briefing, there's still no official notice on the update. Unofficially, it's probably going to happen in the next half hour, if it's going to happen at all. That's if they don't push it until tomorrow. But, of course, that is that. So how is everything tonight, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm doing good.
Lovely. How about yourself?
So.
I'm hungry.
If I could work out how to unmute myself, I would be brilliant.
So yes, we go ahead and dive right into this month's event briefing, which I've read through these notes already, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not a happy chap. In fact, this is probably the worst event briefing I've ever read to date. So, job well done defending your bases for the Vercraft invasion, which I didn't do because Kixeye can suck a dick on that particular invasion, because it was so ridiculously difficult. If you didn't have a max level base, you couldn't do it. Even with the attrition rules that were applied, couldn't do it. So they can go fuck themselves on that one. Whatever that particular asterisk word is, the blank for thorium irradiates his people and risks spreading through the population. Put an end to the treachery, blah, 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 blah. Operation Thorium Rush is more concise than recent events. Concise meaning OP as fuck in the small print, which isn't there. In turn, increasing XP per mission payouts, making replayability a little easier. Bullshit. Has 2 tracks, a main track and a faction track for survivor units only. Technicals from Operation Resurrection should be a great addition to your platoons. Each player starts with 2 replay tokens, with more awarded 3/4 of the way through into Thorium Rush, rather than at the very end. During your battles, you may encounter Max, a brand new single-use hero who can aid you as you fight the Vercraft. A new corpus unit, the Drakon, is also available. Now, before we go straight down there are a couple of points that I want to make. 2 replay tokens? Fuck you. You've just gone and fucked over a whole bunch of people by doing that. Instead of the usual 4. Because if you can't get 3/4 of the way through, and I've gone through the list already of the missions in general, which we'll go through anyway, but you're not getting that mission token until you hit Faction Mission 3 and complete it. Now, if you're a little lower down on the food chain, you're not going to get that far, which means you're not getting reset tokens. Which means when Kicksign took 1 step forward towards doing it in the main track towards the end, they took 3 steps back by moving it into the faction track. That's stupid. It's stupid, it's dumb, and it's by far one of the biggest idiotic things in this particular event list. The single-use unit is the second one, and the third one you'll see when I'm done. For reading the particular notes. I just wanted to give a segue onto that real quick. Now, Max, the deployable single-use hero unit obtainable in Operation Thorium Rush main track, faster and tougher than the War Dog, and automatically it comes equipped with Teeth and Hunger talent, which grants concussion on hit. And the information about Max, of course, is he is Survivors. He's Generation 2, single use. He's Hero class, ground target only, greater than the War Dog and does significantly more damage to buildings and vehicles, and immunities to all disabling effects. Now, Max, too quickly, closer distance, blah, 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 bullshit. Max is good boy with only 1 life. Why? That's just depressing. I'll get him and I'll keep him and I'll put him in my base and never use him again. But that's just it's annoying already, and we'll go over this. In fact, before we move to the Drakon, we'll go ahead and have a look at the single-use units, and Kickside can explain their own reasoning as to why they think this bullshit is a good idea. Operation Thorium Rush begins. We wanted to provide you with more information about how single-use heroes like Max function in War Commander, which means this is not going to be the only one. We've had the zombies already. They were fun to dick around with. This is going to be the new thing. So they're going to make players test everything before they put the unit out for casual use. Because either everyone in the QA department has recently been fired, or Kicksai have lost lack of faith and direction of actually how to do something efficiently.
Sounds to me like they need to pay us a wage for doing their jobs.
And that's why I'm not picking up that. I am not bothering with it. I am not doing Kicksai's job for them.
The problem is, I don't want to say this. This is the issue that I have. This single-use unit stuff is cute. It's a fucking stupid idea, but it's cute. But they're gonna push these fucking bases where you have to have them to do the base after the event kind of thing. They've already tested the waters with that idea. And if they do that, people like you and I who are like, well, fuck this stupid idea, I'm gonna not boycott it, but I'm just not gonna waste my time on it. And then we get hurt on the tail end when they release a new base for tech or whatever to something that is useful for us, and we can't do it because we don't have the dog. You see where I'm coming from?
I see exactly where you're coming from, and it grinds the fuck out of me. And I've only recently just seen this because I missed it on the general discussion until just a few moments ago when I was reading through stuff.
With the zombies, it was fun, but not as an.
The zombies, it was fun. They had uses. It was a gimmick. Well, nothing more, nothing less.
I wonder, are they going to take up room in your platoon?
Now, it's funny that you say that, because there's a list of things here. It doesn't take up storage capacity in the single use. It does take up platoon capacity. It will take damage. It can be destroyed. You can't retreat it. You can't repair it if you deploy it and it gets killed.
Oh, yeah, that's the same.
You can repair it if it's attacked in a platoon. No upgrades, no deployment capacity, no tech, no base defense. You can have multiple in the storage. You can't have it in a squad with other heroes. You can't deploy a bunch of them, and you can't deploy them with other heroes.
You can't deploy them with other heroes.
And all the normal permanent rules apply.
So by deployment capacity, what's that mean? If you already have 10 tunes on the map, you can deploy that dog?
Yes, I would assume.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
If it's just the dog by himself, I don't think he'll take up any of the deploy space. Although, if you put him somewhere and it doesn't show up in the deployment window, you'll never find that unit again.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, there's another fucking problem.
Yeah. I wouldn't go over 10 then, just in case.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm a dickhead. I fucking blew through every single zombie I got in the first go-through of the event anyway. I will definitely make a couple platoons if I collect any of these stupid things and try to just put out like 20 fucking platoons of dogs on the map just to see what happens.
So that's the definition of single-use crap. that they've done right now.
Is that not going to cause more lag in that there if there's like 50 platoons out? Everybody's 50 platoons out.
I will say the same thing I do every month when this shit happens. And I haven't said it on Unshackled recently. But if you're going into the event and you're surrounding your base with platoons, don't. If you've got multiple platoons on the map, recall them all because you don't need them. And you're causing problems for everybody else by having 1,000 platoons on the map. I'm looking at you, Sector 1. Sector 1.
Yeah, they're never going to change. They always do.
73, 92, 85. All of those stupid sons of bitches that put 1,000 platoons around one guy's base because he's the big daddy of them all. Send your fucking tunes back home and don't be a dick. The more room you have to deploy bases on the map, the easier your event is going to be and the easier to find targets it is going to be. Until Kickside pull the finger out of their backsides and remove all of the depots off the map like they should have done 4 years ago.
Yeah, but then all the guys that got that freaking spec op as a consolation would what the fuck going on?
Do you know what you can do with your jumbo jet, your master thief, your dragonfly?
Well, not master thief. Master thief's good.
I thought some
master thief.
2 or 3 people got that there. I thought there was
quite a few people got that, and you can take that spec up, you can flip that son of a bitch sideways, roll it up into a nice little ball, and shove it up your ass.
And fly Anton Airlines.
That's exactly what it's worth. It's not fit to wipe your ass with. Exactly. But of course, after we've just gone over all the single use stuff, and we've all had a nice little rant about that, we'll move on to the brand new Corpus unit. That's honestly looks like a rip-off of something in BioShock, to be perfectly honest. But that's what Kickside do. They rip off pretty much everything and then put it in the game and claim it as their own. But which company at any one time hasn't done exactly the same thing? But of course, we move into the Drakon unit, the Drakon, whatever the hell people want to call it, is the long-range infantry unit. It slowly moves into position with the high-tech plasma weaponry that deals more damage at longer range. Plasma weapons are uniquely powerful. Plasma damage ignores armor types and is effective against every type of enemy. Of course, if you were in the preview server and you got to dick around with these, they're actually very useful. And I've already got a bunch of ideas for them anyway. That's, of course, if people can get them. It is Corpus. It is the Corpus faction unit. It is, of course, Generation 2. It's infantry. It targets air, ground, and missiles. It's plasma damage. That's not AoE. That's not burst. That's not sustain. That's plasma. Brand new weapon type. It's a brand new damage type. Well, no, I don't think it's brand new. I think maybe the Chimera had one a long time ago. That may have been iron damage. I'm not entirely sure.
Size of those guys is way too big, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are pretty big.
They should have pulled at least 50 to 75 out of them.
Yeah, it precludes you from putting it in your bunkers and making it useful.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
You can put 2 in.
Well, that's about
it.
But they only target drones as well there, which is a bit annoying.
They do all of it. The air, ground, and missiles. They do all 3 types.
Yeah, but they shoot at the drones of the, like the bomber squadron and that there. It's not the main body.
You'd have to manually target it, which is a good use for the viral turret.
I'm taking that's a one-shot, one-kill type unit.
It looks that way at this time.
It doesn't have an area of effect, so...
Plasma weapons usually don't.
Yeah.
It's a one hit, one type deal.
In the preview, I did my general test. I tested an Iron Strike 60 with a platoon of those guys. I think it's 12 to a platoon.
12 in a max platoon.
Yeah, and they all died. So I'm not a real big fan. So that's my standard test. And I'll the same
Were
thing
they all
with-
shooting at the same thing?
Hey,
Oh,
Chip.
yep.
What infantry unit besides Liberator, which you can have 50 of, what infantry unit can actually take a VK-65 or any base by themselves? Or these Drakons are a support unit. Like, no unit is a standalone unit unless it's like health or something of a jug.
I did throw them. I was in the preview myself, and I took these and I threw them in a VK-65, which is usually my go-to for the forum at the moment, because these are fucking shite. I threw them in a VK-65 at level 10 because why not? And they took 6 of them out before they died. But that's still a 9-hour platoon repair. That's pretty horrific. But what they haven't stated is in this, they haven't stated its talent. What does it get at level 10? I mean, the technical gets an hour off its repair. But this one, it doesn't say.
Yes, as a secret at level 10.
Maybe it'll grow wings and fly like a freaking wraith.
No. They add an hour to its repair time.
Yeah.
No, it'll give you a nice big flip off in the middle of the screen. You hit it to level 10. Well done, Commander. You got this unit to level 10. Go fuck yourself.
Yep. Another
Again?
Again, yeah. The Drakon moves at about the same speed as the Liberator, and you can have a maximum of 12 in a platoon. You can find the Drakon in the event store. Now, this is the part of the mission details that is going to start really grinding on my gears just a little tiny bit more than it should. There are 2 tracks for the operation with a series of missions that increase in difficulty as you progress. Each mission rewards increasingly powerful rewards should you achieve victory. Deployable units, all units in the 12 attack missions. Enemy Kruger's Vercraft Forces, which is 12 attack missions, which is a damn sight less than last time, but of course that curve is going to be larger than usual. The 4 defensive missions, if it's anything like Invasion, you can go fuck yourself. And of course, we go into the XP values. The base defense is 10k and a million thorium. 2 is 12 and a bronze cache. 3 is 14 and a bronze cache. 4 is 16k and a faction 1 mission unlock. Base defense is 18k and 3 million thorium for level 5. 6 is 20 in the silver. 7 is 22 in the silver. 8 is 24 and faction mission 2 unlock. Again, 9 is base defense. 26k, 6 million thorium. Now here's where the fun stuff starts happening. Level 10, I don't know what base that will end up being, but it's 28k and 2 of the single-use max dogs. 11 is 30k and a gold cache. 12 is 33k and the faction mission 3 unlock. 14 is... Oh, wait, no, I split 13, sorry. 13 is the base defense for 36k, 6 million thorium. 14 is 39k and 5 of max dogs, so that's a maximum of 8 in the main track. 15 is 42 and the gold cache, and 16 is the 50k with the faction mission 4 unlock. Now that's pretty fucking low for a main track. That's worked out. Thanks for Dobber, actually, who gave me all of the numbers for that. The main track alone is 330k XP. If you add the defense waves on top of that, that's 440k XP. And that's not including the faction track. So Kixeye are going all out in the faction track to try and push XP out there. And I'm sorry. In fact, no, I'm not sorry. Kixeye, you're gone fucked up. Royally.
Your bread and butter should always be in the main track, because that's what most people have.
Yeah, it should. And you'll notice usually at the end of main track, there's a restart token in there.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, because they fucking moved it.
I thought that they said that if you completed 3/4 of a track.
No, it's 3/4 of the entire thing.
Oh, get out.
So you'd have to, of course, at this point, you'd have to go all the way through mission 12.
Right.
Up to faction mission 3 on block. Plus, you have to do 1, 2, and 3 of the faction track to get the Gen 1 unit that's a kick in the fucking balls and a restart token. And of course, the faction track is the same thing. They only become available when unlocked in the main track at the deployable units, survivor units only, which is, of course, the Veracraft stuff, which is 50k in a Gen 1 unit. Why? Mission 2 is 75k and 3 training tokens. Mission 3 is 100k, a Gen 1 unit, and a restart token. And the final fucking round, you have to do the entire event unless you bought them in the event store, which is stupid, by the way. You would have to go through the entire event to unlock 3 Drakons and unlock the trophy. It gets worse. This, Bernie, you've done well so far, but this is where you've fallen. Whoever decided that shoving the unlock for the trophy, you don't just unlock it, you unlock the ability to buy it, is by far the stupidest thing I have ever seen in Kick-Size history.
Trophies should have always been free. They never.
6.5 years, almost 7 years on, trophies have been in the event store or been able to get at the end of whatever track. And they were either given to you or you would buy them from the event store.
Right, you could buy them.
Look, the thing was they were free, and then we needed something to spend leftover XP because there were so many of us with reciprocal XP, and we had nothing to blow it on. So they started doing the trophies for a price, and that was fine. We accepted that.
This has to be by far the stupidest fucking thing I have ever seen them do. And I've seen thorium come out of War Commander. I saw uranium come out of Battle Pirates. I saw a whole bunch of shit come out of Vega. I saw the demise of Backyard Monsters and Tome.
Hey, I alluded to this kind of bullshit concept the first time they pulled this, unlock the ability to actually use that shit. I didn't like when they pulled it. It was 5 events ago, where you had to unlock the ability to do the upgrade. Like, that's bullshit. When you're unlocking the ability to spend more on doing what spending it is supposed to allow you to do. No.
And the most annoying thing, I have been collecting the trophies since I came back to the game a few months ago. And I've got every single one since I came back. More to the point to annoy a bunch of people. But I have yet, other than one event where I got some help from Jack and Debo to pull right to the end of the event, I don't do it. Because it's either ridiculously difficult, because Kicksai make it that way. Because you're locked down to whatever you can use. Or you get this bullshit. The random roll of Gen 1 survivor units. Tokens are the second worst thing to ever have been introduced to War Commander.
I agree.
They've done it everywhere else, so why not put it in War Commander? But it's worse in War Commander than it is anywhere else. I don't gotta farm 55 tokens in Battle Pirates to max out my shit. I don't have to farm 55 fucking tokens in Vega Conflict to max out my shit.
Well, like we had said when they first adopted this into the game, it should have been 1 token, 1 upgrade. If there's 5 extra levels, 5 tokens get you to the new max. This 1 for level 11, 2 for level 12, 3 for level 13. That shit is
But it's
absolute slap
Kicksai's
in the
way
face.
of
It's a money generator.
it's forcing you to do the ridiculous bases for the ridiculous price for the ridiculous bullshit that's worth nothing.
Yeah, it's either grind it out and be miserable, or
be
grind
miserable.
grind it out, take loss, coin loss, and grind out more and be miserable, or just flat out be miserable.
Yeah, it seems like they have like stock in misery.
There's a thing that I came up with. Kicksai's mantra is revenue and fuck you.
Oh no! I've got Kicksai's mantra. I know Kicksai's mantra off by heart.
Yeah, well.
The fuck you part is starting the event on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, that's cold.
That's like the fuck you all, you know?
The problem I got with all this is why are they just giving away Gen 1 units? What's wrong with Gen 2? I mean, the price.
There aren't that many of them, and they want to limit people from getting a bunch of technicals and a bunch of the war dogs and a bunch of the cyclops and a bunch of the chaplains. They're trying to limit people's play style.
They're actually dividing us. They are systematically in the direct and intentional efforts to rip a vast gap between players. They're tearing our actual alliances apart between players. We're seeing players that were mid-level quality, skillful players are now being held back, and the boss players that were maxed out shit are just sitting up there idle because they got the shit to do it. They're not gonna fucking grind through this crap because it's asinine to us, and yet the guys that we need to help can't do it because they're held back from a lot of the stuff they need. It's even if it's not intentional, it is occurring that they're ripping a vast chasm down the middle of the players. And what ends up happening is now more players are going to fall to the wayside and drop out.
With these 2 restart tokens from 4 down to 2, they've just cut the feed out from underneath all 30s.
Yep. Well, and you know what? Not only that, but what doesn't help either is going back to the token additions. That basically means that my event, it never ends. I grind until there's nothing left to grind, and if you're a lower, sorry, but I got to max my shit, and I do my event first.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I might get 4 or 6 million experience in the first couple of days and be like, okay, who needs help? Now it's like, sorry guys, I mean, I could play this event nonstop for 6 days and not get what I need.
I'll be devil's advocate just for one thing. They gave us those technical bases, those 150s. That's the only positive thing I have to say about that. But
there it is. I had to go find it.
Innovation over imitation, quality over quantity, passion over profit. It's a whole bunch.
That sits behind Will fucking Harbin's desk.
Yeah,
and I go back to the actual mantra that their company came out with back when this was good and the company didn't suck a whole load of balls. Is the day I have any faith in any of them whatsoever.
You know what? You talk about the changes and the way changes have been happening there. You know, I don't mind change, but it should always be done with you and never for you. Once you do it for somebody, then you've lost all trust.
I spoke a long time ago about what I named the Great Divide. And the great divide between the one player and another in either base level or unit level or skill level even. And the divide exists no matter what they say they're going to do about it. The divide is there, and the divide isn't going to go anywhere, and it's going to stay. But that divide got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and has gone from being a small crack to a fucking gaping chasm.
We're all farmers now. Every one of us are farmers.
Yeah, because you've got to be. Because if you don't farm, you fall behind. In fact, you don't even you're farming and fighting yourself to stay current, and the days of PvP are gone.
Oh, they've gone there because if you
base-
lose all your units in a PvP base, that puts you a month behind because you missed out one base.
Because Champ's in here, I'm going to ask him the biggest obvious question, and it's because he does coin quite a fair bit. Now, what is the maximum repair time in gold of both of your air platoons? In fact, you've got 3 of them now. Of all 3 of your air platoons and your biggest ground platoon.
I'm gonna say close to 5 days.
So what
in gold? I know.
So
I know.
I don't know those numbers in gold, but I can give you days of repair.
I can tell you.
It's days of repair. It's 3. I think it's 3 days for air alone. If I deploy all the air.
I know that I'm at like 500 gold for my air. And
let's put it this way: your Herald is what, 40 gold. Your Titan is 40 gold. Your Sandstorm is 40. We'll just say it like that, you know.
Well,
it's a time thing. It's gold. I understand it's gold, but I mean, for people that don't coin, that's how much time you're looking at to repair that tune.
Yeah,
that's 5 days. That's 5 days away from playing the game. You know, it's 5 days because you might use those attack tunes to farm.
Even though the gold value doesn't translate all the way through, we'll do it on the 48 gold a day option. Yeah. At 5 days at 48 gold a whack, that's almost 250 gold. And I know for a fact it's a damn sight more than that.
Yeah.
Because Kixeye haven't standardized any repair cost whatsoever. The 1 gold per 30 minutes is the way of the dodo. It's 5 gold to repair an Ardra where it should, in fact...
7 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's 5.
7?
Huh. Have they put it up?
No, it's always been 7.
7 for me.
Mine's been 5.
Your Ardra level 1 or level 4?
4.
Interesting.
My Ardra, I think, is level 3 or 2.
I'll sacrifice mine for science later.
I say someone just kill it off and check
give me a minute. I'll do it.
Let me see what my Ardra is.
Mine's
3.
I don't know. The game's supposed to go down at some point, but I don't know.
I'll kill mine right now. I don't give a flying fuck.
I can kill it off without meaning to.
We all can do that when you load into a base and instantly crash. Go figure. But we've gone way off of where I wanted to be after this. But with a lot of the shit that's going on right now in the game, and all of this crap that I'm reading in front of me, I have gone back to having my opinion of Kixeye and the company as a whole right now is so low, they'd have to work damn hard to disappoint me any further.
It's a shame, though, because I thought there was good things happening, and there was good things happening, you know what I mean? But it's all the fun of the fair, I suppose.
The only thing I have good to say about the event itself so far with the way it's laying out, they have reduced the number of waves we have to complete. That is the only bonus.
There is no bonus to that.
But the question is, how difficult will those waves be, man?
Exactly.
That's the other side of the coin, is how difficult are they going to make these waves now?
And I wonder, is it because it's Thanksgiving and they don't want to put too much stuff out there, do you see there, because they're in a skeleton crew?
Anton, buddy, I love your optimism. If everybody in the world could have your optimism and the way you think more positively than anybody else I've ever met, the world would be a far better place.
He rationalizes things logically instead of rationalizing them Kixeye way.
Well, he does, and
give
that's
me
why time. Give him time, and you'll be bitter and as twisted as the rest of us.
Yeah, I'll be as jaded and freaking basic as everybody else.
Contrary to Doc, I'm not a real big fan of that new unit. What I look forward to is the new tech.
Contrary to Doc. How dare you?
That's right.
Contrary to proper.
How so very dare you contradict me? You son of a bitch.
Well, you
All
like
right.
Cyclops, man.
Why I do like the Cyclops.
Did I read that right? You can only
then
tackle
you're fucking
survivors.
It
Only
is,
tackle
you can
survivors.
only use survivors in the faction track. Before we hit over the awesome spreadsheet that I came up with earlier on and did with a little help from Dobber, even though he was offline. And I gotta have Dobber when it comes to getting the spreadsheets. He gets shit that I do.
What am I doing?
Ardra's 7 goals.
7 gold.
Address 7 gold. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I just killed mine.
1 hour, 7 minutes, 7 gold.
That's a ticket there for thanks, Doc.
What
I
I got?
get some money back. Thank you.
Oh, somebody's going to get yelled at.
Nice.
Well, we go before we dive into the event price store that's on the spreadsheet. That's nice and colourful, rather than in the. I would call it black and white, but it isn't black and white. It's all of a sort of a dull brown. But we have brand new tech for the War Rig, which is a Death Blades. In the Cowcatcher slot, 6 levels, which at maximum level will increase damage versus infantry to 50%. David, if you do that again, I'm kicking you out of the fucking hangout because you're pissing me off. And applies bastard status at max level. Yeah, don't fucking bagark me now, you son of a bitch. GK rounds for the Hornet slot in the ammo, 3 levels, and significantly increases damage against unique units with the estimated damage increase of 100%. And no, Dobber, I can't hear you. Universal rounds, again for the Hornet. 3 levels, goes in the ammo slot. Increases damage against all targets with the estimated damage increase of 25%. Vector armor for the Hornet. 3 levels again to that. Significantly reduces damage taken from airborne units. And the estimated damage reduction is 50% again.
You know what's sad? You know, he was on the ball last time and gave us like the level 1, level 2, level 3. He didn't do it this time.
To be honest, I don't blame him. It's an extremely long post.
Is it 1 unlock for each unit or 1 unlock for all units?
With the price they've put on the tech, which we'll go through in a few minutes, I'm gonna go out on a limb and speculate that it's 1 unlock. Once you unlock it, you can put it on everything.
It should say that on that damn forum post there. Damn it.
It should, but it doesn't.
We'll see. We'll see. They haven't had a track record of single unlock for multi-equip. Recently, it's been 1 per.
See, the yellow jacket itself.
I know I'm being Debbie Downer.
I know, and I don't blame you for being Debbie Downer. And to be perfectly honest, it seems to be the way things are going right now.
The yellow jacket's an unlimited build unit, so maybe I'm thinking a tech will be likewise.
Oh, it has to be the same because
it would have to be. Because
19 or whatever that you can put in a 2 silos, you can be crazy.
No, but I thank you, Daba, for mentioning that. So yes, I agree. Should be
it should be 1 unlock, and that's it. And you can put the tech on everything. The second tech is the Carapace armor, which is the second armor tech, which reduces damage taken from ground units by an estimated reduction of 50% again. We're going to the yellow jacket tech, which is payload, which is a GK payload, and increases damage against unique units. Targets only ground because it's the yellow jacket, of course, with the estimated damage increase of 100% again. Functionality on universal payloads, which is an overall damage increase of 25% against all targets. Directional armor, which is the estimated damage reduction of 50%. Again, all of these techs have 3 levels, bar the War Rig tech, which has 6. Shell armor, which is, again, at 3 levels of tech, significantly reduces damage taken from air units of up to 50%. And the Thorium Rush building trophy, available for purchase in the event store only after completing the event.
I'll say one thing about that building. It looks like a piece of shit.
That trophy, the trophy's ridiculous. It's train tracks into a thorium mine, but it's a shitty ass looking thorium mine.
I totally agree. That's not a trophy to me.
No.
If they had some little like animated gnomes, that would be awesome.
If I bet, you know what, I guarantee it. The only thing that happens is probably the doorway glows like purple.
No,
Gives off
there's a turkey that goes into it and it comes out cooked.
There's a turkey that comes out. There's a turkey that comes out headless and just shits and falls on the ground.
See, David, now that was funny, and you didn't do it. I did.
No, in all serious, Kickside needs to fucking get on the ball with these fucking trophies, man, because you can't do shit with that trophy.
Hey, don't knock the last one, because that was straight up.
It's just taking fucking space, man. It's a waste. Trophies are beginning to be a waste of fucking space. You know,
the next one for Christmas, they should have a competition for the best design for a trophy and give it out to and name it after that person.
Yeah, make a trophy that's useful though. Make it so you can hide a turret. Make it so you can hide something. You can't do a freaking thing with that damn trophy.
Well, hey, Champ, your personal trophies, you couldn't hide anything behind either, but they were nice.
It used to be you had to get around any trophy that was in anybody's base. Now it's like they're not even there. You can shoot right through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be you had to actually steer around the trophy to shoot something, and not anymore. It goes right on, straight on through.
If I remember correctly, there was a post on that one, and by our glorious former CM. It was not intended for you to have to drive around the trophies. They were there just for show. You should have been able to drive through them.
Well, that was the thing. They had to fix it because it was supposed to be an obstruction for attackers, but not for defense. But there was a problem, and defending those trophy footprints would cause our units to fail in getting around, and they'd go and maneuver in ridiculous ways to go around trophies to go attack an incoming enemy. So instead of fixing, they negated those fields so that our shit could go through.
So instead of fixing their bug, they actually incurred on us, took away something from us. That sounds like
to fix their issue that was hindering us. They took away the beneficial aspect of it, but it was better to lose the benefit and not be hindered than it was to sit with what we had. Trust me, because I've suffered through that before they fixed it. So.
Is this Kick-size spreadsheet?
No, this is not Kick-size spreadsheet. This is mine.
Sorry, don't do that.
Oh, because people are complaining. People are complaining about the colors.
People are complaining about the colors.
They're going colorblind and they put on sunglasses.
There's a spreadsheet there.
At least I can read it though.
They
I think it's lovely.
And it's done in those colors because those are the softer colors that are easier to they're actually easier to read than it is on the forum.
See, on the right side, I got yelled at for putting really bright colors, softer colors.
Because because they were really difficult to focus on. Using block red is horrible. It's like black on white is the stupidest thing in the world because half the time it's extremely difficult to focus on. A soft white, the soft yellow, soft orange, soft red, soft green, soft purple, those kind of colors are easy to read on black. Fonts are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm saying it's the proper font. You want
left side of the unit.
That'll fuck you up.
And usually I would go all the way through this. And this time I'm not going to.
Please?
No, there's most of the shit is
because everything underneath this has all been done. Every single piece of it. Nothing's changed. They're all the same fucking price. In fact, the war rig parts have gone up.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
You
look at mine. Mine's got just the new stuff. If you buy one of every new thing, that's what all that stuff is over there.
Now, that's the cool bit. Because you don't need to pay attention to any of the
Immortal, Dr. Phil, and Daba Phoenix for Commander Unshackled. That's the cool bit.
But that is the cool bit, and that's pretty cool. And there's a reason why that is there. Because one particular son of a bitch, like, it's happened a few times in the last few weeks. When we had the Saturday show, the entire 20 minutes, which is the entire first portion of the show during my particular rant, was plagiarized. And I mean, to the fucking word.
Imitation.
Even all of my F-bombs. Every single word was plagiarized. And now I noticed somebody sent the spreadsheet to me from the last event, had taken a screenshot and sent it to me. And what they'd done is they'd attempted to try and write my name out of it, but I copy protect all of my spreadsheets. And the only person other than me that has access to edit the spreadsheet is Dobber. And they tried their best to pull this off as their own. All the layouts were the same, even the funny image that Dobber had left in there for me.
Oh my god.
Which was, who would give the zombie a rocket launcher? They tried to pass mine and Dobber's work off as their own.
It was a little watermark for you.
Yeah, it was. And it was absolutely hilarious.
And the part was you didn't know about it till the show.
No, I didn't. And when I saw it, it gave everybody a laugh. So from this point on, anything in the future that happens with event spreadsheets that me and Dobber create will have that nice little stamp on every single fucking one of them.
Nice.
So there will be no more plagiarization of our work.
Isn't it pretty?
And it is pretty. It's pretty, it's in your face, and it's awesome. Because that's what we do.
Good info.
If you're going to plagiarize shit, well, good luck.
I want my name glossy like yours is.
No.
Glossy?
He wants Lava, you get no shimmer.
We want to gloss over a few things, maybe, but that's about it.
It was all taken from the same art style, so it's probably just the shadowing effect.
Yeah, white privilege.
It's because of W. Christ. Oh,
that's funny.
That old chestnut.
Timestamp.
Back to work.
That should be watermark that statement.
Back to work, Commander. Now.
Why does my name have to be darker?
Well, I'm immortal, so I have to shine out just a little bit more.
I'll give you a suggestion. Hey, I'll give you guys a suggestion when the show's over about that.
Can you
Which, Dobber's white privilege or my white privilege?
No, about your spreadsheet.
Can you zoom into that right side a little bit?
I've tried to zoom in on the spreadsheet and it just doesn't work. It's never worked.
Okay, can we let's try to go through the rundown of the information that is
the information that's on the good side in the total XP of the event. 330 in the attack waves, 90 in the defense waves, 525 in the faction waves, with a total XP gained without the 10% boost of 945k. Of course, with the event trophy being the usual price it is, even though you have to bullshit go and lock it first before you can even spend the 800k XP. So you're doing an entire run to gain 800 to gain the 945 and immediately spending 800 in it on the trophy. If you do it that way, because I usually do. I get the trophy first and then anything else I want after that is jobs are good. With all of the new tech, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of it at 500k XP apiece. That's 4 million XP. The new unit, that's only one of them stated there, but if you want more of them, you'll probably want to get more of them. But if you do the entire event and unlock the trophy, you'll get 3 of them anyway. So what's the fucking point? So you're looking at 5.975 million XP total for the entire section that's in here. with the repeats needed for all the defense waves, as well as every mission in the main and faction track, of 7 repeats.
And that
for the total needed without the new unit, the token, or the trophy is 4.4 million XP and 5 repeats.
And the middle stuff, like event trophy, E7-1, all the way down to shell armor, that's assuming you're buying 1 of that stuff. So like the Drakon, you can buy him for 375, and so I'm assuming for my total that you're only buying 1. And for that, I could have sworn I seen tokens somewhere. Maybe not. Okay, nope, forget that. Forget about Men in Black. Forget about all that. But yeah, the Drakon, that's the only limited stuff that you like, the one-time buy. So yeah, I'm assuming that you didn't buy that. And then the trophy, I'm assuming that you didn't buy that for that bottom number.
No.
Good.
You don't get the trophy, any of the tokens, or any of the new units. I think I missed the token in there, but I don't think it was in your sheet. I will double check. I may have missed some numbers.
Oh,
I did. I'm an idiot.
Do you spell your name with 2 L's there, Phil? Do you?
Yeah,
yes, I do. I missed 400k on the token because it's not in that list.
Oh, you messed my list up. How dare you?
I can fix that.
I was like, I know there's a token.
I can fix that right now. Except it's fucked up the other side of my spreadsheet.
You're making me look weird.
Leave it to a coder to try to fuck around with code and break everything else.
Look, I hate good.
For the record, I sent Doc a beautiful copied image. He didn't want to use it.
It's fixed. Because of Facebook's irreplaceable fucking thing when it does images, when I tried to move it over to the spreadsheet, it was pixelated. So it would have been no use.
The event trophy, can you merge and center that line? It's driving me crazy. And also put the XP in.
Oh, shit.
If this is going to be a Dabo work, if you're going to attach my name to it, it has to be perfect.
I'm working on it. Give me a second. There. It's fine.
Now, E71 needs to be...
Nothing else needs to be in the center. Everything is fine.
There's a little line on that the event trophy. The line.
Where?
Click on the event trophy box.
Oh, okay, fine. It's merging a bloody cell.
Exactly. As I said, merge them 3 cells together. This way the line goes away.
Lord have mercy.
There, it's gone.
You princess and the P, motherfucker, stop it.
Hey, if something's gonna have my there we go, thank you. If something's gonna have my name on it, it's gotta have my level of precision and perfection.
Oh, okay. I can respect
Well, if you didn't miss the goddamn bus, we wouldn't be having this problem.
Yeah, I blame the bus driver and my student that kept my student
on Jersey Transit. Don't fucking
I told my student, I said, hey, I need to get out at 5. So like 5 minutes later, I was like, all right, whatever, I'm done. Then someone else says, oh, you messed up on your hours. And I'm like, let me just fix this later. I need to catch a bus. And I'm literally running to the bus. And as I approach the bus stop, he's pulling off. Oh. So I ran to the other side of the street where he was going to come back. I waved my phone, and I have my phone shining on him. And
he completely fobbed you off. Yep. And of course, that's pretty much everything. Now we've managed to fix the spreadsheet. Now all of the numbers are fine.
Much appreciated and kudos. Make sure you update the formulas.
There is no form. There is no formula. It was all manually inputted.
All right, then put a formula, because then those numbers will be incorrect.
No.
Man, I'm gonna have to update this.
There is no need to introduce a formula where there is no formula required.
You need drop down menus too.
That 5.9 is going to be 400,000 off.
No, it's not, because the 5.9 had the token introduced to it. The token you put in the sheet that I missed out is the 400k discrepancy. Without the token, it would have been 5.575, not 5.9.
Gotta get my real Google.
Everything works just as well as it should.
I'm gonna go review it now.
Please do.
You want to be more precise? Insert a hyperlink for the forum link.
Insert a fucking hype.
Well, and freeze the top frame and add sorting filters.
Mm-hmm.
Now Dobber is editing the sheet live.
Messing it up is the problem.
Hey, to the sheet on the left, you can get rid of the top row there. You don't need it.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, Lord.
Fixed.
Where's it? Oh, I'm gonna put this.
Blade, shut the fuck up, man. What the fuck? All right, are we? Any comments before I
The game's
completely
still
lose
up.
my goddamn mind?
Meow.
Shut up, David. Nobody asked you.
You asked for comments. I gave you one.
I asked for comments, not fucking noises, you idiot.
That was my comment. Meow.
That's not a comment. That was a noise. Shut
That's
up
a
and
sound effect.
have something constructive.
I think you mentioned sometime else. They're doing this for all their games. Kickstarter is they're starting all their games. They're starting the event for all their games on Thanksgiving. Is that correct?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Battle Pirates
so,
there
yeah.
tomorrow as well.
They're not only sticking a middle finger to us, they're sticking a middle finger to their entire community. So
Yes,
fuck
there's
them.
going to be severe server issues.
Yep. Plain and simple.
We've had.
That is
I will say this.
so
I'll say this.
fucked
Knock
up.
on wood. I will say this. Knock on wood. It's not like this is something new, and they have been multi-event releases simultaneously, and it hasn't been as severe a problem as we have seen in the more distant past. I mean, the first 2 or 3 times that they had pulled this, where they dropped Battle Pirates, Vega Conflict, and War Commanders event on the same day, it was a fucking disaster. But they're
gonna burn their building down trying to run more than one event at a time.
tightened their bootstraps on it quite a bit in the last year, so it's not been as dramatic an issue.
If they keep continuing the way they go, they're going to end up tying their own bootstraps and end up in fucking Davy Jones' locker.
True.
Along with the Black Pearl.
Yeah, the Black Pearl being Tome and Backyard Monsters.
I've missed Backyard Monsters. I was starting to get good at that, so I was. I'm gutted.
See, that's the problem. Now we know, Anton, every damn time you get good at a game, that's the game Kickside relegates to the freaking mothballs.
Well,
So
you have plenty
just
of
get
time
really
in this game,
lousy
so
at
you
War
have them.
Commanders.
You have plenty of time, so you have.
They'll ruin everything eventually. That's what they do best. But of course, if that's it, because we've got no update, and we're now at 1:30 in the morning for me, which is 5:30 Kickside time.
And they
Unless
still
they
haven't brought
push
the game down.
the update notes any further, which they haven't, and that's why I've got that open. I want to point out my wanker of the week.
Oh
yeah, I'm bringing that
Ooh,
segment.
the Wednesday Wanker of the Week.
The Wednesday Wanker of the Week award goes to this idiot. Leaderboard months later at Z till no fix. Exclamation point, maintenance monkeys.
Yeah, for the
Just
record,
gonna
that's not me.
No, it's not you.
Are you sure?
Yelled at you privately if it
You
was.
shut up, Anton.
There's a name that resembles a bell there, so it is there. You know what I mean?
No, unlike this guy, Jack can actually spell, and he actually does it He actually does it quite well.
But I'm just gonna say, what the fuck is happening?
What the fuck is happened to our game? Worse and worse every beep maintenance. More like worsenance all day long.
No. Hold on. The worsenance I can actually chuckle over. That instead of saying maintenance, it's worsenance. You gotta give the guy credit. That's funny. That's one of the things that I do.
He's still being awarded my Wanker of the Week award.
Oh yeah. Oh, the rest of it's fucking definitely worthy of the trophy. But
I think
I'm gonna give him a pass on
your spreadsheet posted here. I think.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I posted it.
You did you post it?
Who posted
Yeah,
where would they want now?
I posted it on YouTube because they're requesting it.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Somebody's already got it. Post it on the page.
I can't pronounce your name to save my life, so I'm not going to attempt to and butcher it. I am not, under any circumstances, making my spreadsheet downloadable. You can share the link. Anybody can view it, but then no edits can be made. For the simple fact, I do not want people plagiarizing my shit.
Shabham Maharapa.
I wasn't even going to attempt it. The link's
For
on
the
the
record,
Unshackled
I
page.
had it in my head. Sounded good.
The link's on the Unshackled page. It's on City's page. It's on a few other pages as well. If people need it, it can be requested at any point.
Bro,
But yeah, as for the leaderboard, stop fucking complaining. The fix will be out when the fix goes out. There won't be a fix for the current leaderboard at all because it's going to be overhauled.
That's it.
It's being overhauled. Well, if you need to make the required XP amount for yourself, you can easily open up the calculator and take the XP values. It's not that difficult to do. Skip's quite obviously commented on the thread. I only just saw that, actually. But the leaderboard is a known issue, and the team is aware, and as soon as there's a fix, we'll all find out. Take that and shut the fuck up about it. I don't want to hear any more fucking complaining about the goddamn leaderboard. When they fix the event, you know it's broke. Well, we'll find out if it's broke tomorrow.
Kixeye, they posted that they are working on an overhaul, so please stop posting every other day about the leaderboard.
New rule: no more complaining about the leaderboard. Let time take its toll and get it replaced. And no talking about double fucking dozers. Not gonna happen.
Oh, I seen a double dozer post, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, these two things are long dead horses that don't need beaten anymore. So,
like this one, the somebody wants an Omega Inferno.
That would
Why?
Exactly.
Why would you do that?
Same reason that people want an Omega Legion.
Man.
Juggy, Herald, Widowmaker Prime, Legion, Spectre, BFG, Archangel, Crusader
An
X.
Omega Archangel? Really?
Oh, we got to have an elite one first.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, the Chimera,
the Omega Sarkis, the
Ronin
Condor.
would be cool.
We're getting a new Condor. Yeah. It's the Sea Squadron. It's the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, people just grind my fucking gears with the amount of stupid shit they come on. And one more thing to add: the blackout. If I have to sit through one more complaining post, I shit you not, I am going to lose my goddamn mind. Because I am sick of seeing it every other couple of hours. It's not every other day, it's every few hours. Oh, this guy hit me with the blackout glitch. This guy hit me with the blackout glitch. This guy hit me with the blackout glitch. And then, ironically, on the other fucking page, the guy who was complaining about the blackout glitch is being absolutely punished and completely shamed for using the fucking thing in the first place. Just fucking don't do it. If you are in any way able to replicate that particular problem, stop. Because by the time Kixeye come around to fix this and you trying to do that again, I hope to fuck you get caught. Because when it happens, and you get caught and you start bitching and complaining on the page, I'm going to out and name and shame you. And then I will do that and I will post it fucking everywhere. To name that particular idiot as the biggest idiot in War Commander. And every time it happens to somebody else, I'll name and shame them and make them look like an asshole. If you can't play the game legitimately, you are not welcome. You take your fucking dirty little manipulations and your stupid little fucking cheats and fuck off. We don't want them in War Commander. We don't want people like them. No roaches, no cheaters, no glitchers, no manipulators, no arse hats, no twat waffles, no retards, no fucking morons. All of them gone. They're not needed in this game. Because all they do is cause problem after problem after problem. I mean, Kixeye have had their fucking challenges when it comes to dealing with this bullshit. And I have done my goddamn best to point people in the right direction to stay that shit away from it. If you've got a problem, you send in a fucking ticket. You let Kixeye deal with it. Because if this shit continues and people don't get punished, like they didn't get punished for the workshop, they didn't get punished for the base expansions, what's to stop the next fucking moron turning around and says, well, that guy didn't get banned for cheating. Why, what's stopping me from doing it?
Yeah, so it's time for it to actually physically ban people forever.
If they can't follow their own terms of service, in fact, we'll go right to it. Terms of service. Corporate.kixeye.com for the US in the terms of service. Let's go for oh shit, I hit the wrong button. Go for a fine. Let's go for cheat. Create, use, distribute, or promote any cheats, hacks, tools, or other computer programs that alter gameplay or the service, or use any other game file other than those provided by Kixeye, or access to the service results in account termination.
Wait, what, termination?
It should follow under termination.
Termination, mean those little crater things that people like to piss in swimming pools?
Suspension and termination, except as otherwise prohibited by applicable law without limiting any other provisions of this agreement or our rights or remedies under applicable law or the agreement. You agree that Kixeye, in its sole discretion, play, suspend, or terminate your account or any part thereof and or your access to and use of the service without notice and liability to you or any third party for any time and for any reason, but not including, but not limited to, your actual suspected violation of this agreement or applicable law. Upon any such suspension or termination, your license to use the service will be immediately suspended or terminated, including your license to virtual items, and Kixeye may immediately deactivate or delete your account and all related information and files in your account except otherwise prohibited by applicable law. If you wish to terminate the agreement, you must stop using the service. If the functionality exists, delete your account. This provision of the sections 2, 4-12 and 14, and that's 2, 4 through 12, shall survive any termination of the agreement for any reason. And now 2, 4-12 is 1, 2, 3, 4, sell, rent, gift, trade, barter, exchange, or otherwise transfer or commercialize any virtual items as defined below, or any other rights to the service, except as expressly provided in the agreement. Create, distribute cheats. Use the service to send spam. Use any macros. Exploit glitches, bugs, errors in design, or undocumented features in the service to gain access to restricted content or features, avoid payments, or obtain a gameplay advantage. Attempt to bypass encryption, security, or game control measures of the service. Hack, interfere with, or disrupt service or any computers or networks connected to or enabling the service. Use the service to post or try otherwise transmit email addresses potentially identifying information other than the user other than your user information as defined below, or prohibited by applicable law or contract from posting or transmitting. It's just comply with the C, which is something else. Any content that poses or creates privacy or security risk to any person, or any content that you did not create or to which you do not have sufficient rights to post or transmit. And there's a few other things in there. And there's also the reverse engineering part, which falls into the hacking as well. It's all there. And if you cannot abide by terms of service, which we all on this panel do, you ain't welcome. And it's as simple as that. I mean, I've never been a military man, but I can wholeheartedly agree with Champ. Honor, courage, and commitment are the 3 core values of the U.S. Navy. He served in the Navy. I didn't.
Goddamn right they are.
Jack was a serviceman as well. And there are plenty of servicemen that have played the game and play the game. And there are enough people that don't. And there is honor and respect from guys who go in the service across the world. And it's the same thing. If you can't hold yourself by the terms of service, and you can't hold yourself as a player and not be a dickhead, then I don't want you. I don't want you on the Unshackled page. I don't want you anywhere where I administrate, because fuck you. And that, as they say, is that. If anyone has any further comments, please make them quick.
Nope. All good there. Unless, has anybody been hit with the blackout glitch yet, have they?
Several times.
Is that right? That is disgusting.
Yep. Even our city guy's been hit with it.
Yeah.
I've actually been hit with that glitch, but I have inadvertently attacked. I'm not going to say the player's name, but he knows who he is. I've attacked with my blackout, and he totally killed my blackout in his base, and my drones just kept on going. And I wasn't trying to exploit anything. It's just like something that happened, but
that's a different issue.
But you can't avoid that. The way that
Champ's issue is something else entirely.
Yeah,
usually when the main unit goes down, the drones die.
Yeah.
The drones continuing after death is a completely different problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw some person posting an attack log, and they hit this, I think it was like a level 44 or 45 base, and it was 13 technicals and all the jazz, and you know what I mean? And he lost nothing. Like, that's nearly impossible now with a high-end base. You know, you can't be that skillful that you don't even lose an attack dog.
Yeah.
You know exactly. They just deploy that there, and that is absolutely disgusting. You know what I mean?
It is a disgusting thing, and when Kickside fixes it, I hope to fuck they punish the people that do it.
Yeah, but it will make no difference to us guys, because you know what I mean, we don't use it unless that one time that Champ accidentally done it. Like, but that's months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there,
but he didn't do the same thing. That's
no,
the thing. They're similar but unrelated. One is an actual, effort-driven system that exploits it, and then the other one is just your unit dying and the drones not being terminated. No. That's a separate issue altogether, and it's an unfortunate thing for the person on the receiving end, but it's not something that the person attacking can really change, especially if you're there to put in other units into the fray.
Well, Skip was posting in the side chat. She's a little bit busy with real life stuff. If either Skip or Dobber,
I'm not busy. I'm just been sitting here listening.
Okay. Well, if you would like to reiterate what you said in the side chat a minute ago about the directives set by Kickside for moderators and what you actually do, because everyone seems to think you're the be all and end all and you're Kickside fucking left arm or right arm or left bollock.
Well, I'd like to go on record very quickly. I won't name or shame because it's not the place to do even on Unshackled, and I'm a moderator. So I value that fine line that I have. But for those of you, especially this past week, who got your post trashed or merged or closed, we are tasked with following a set of rules. And I know for the most part that 3/4 of you, they get a warning from me, which I am not required to give to you. But for those of you who feel that you are self-entitled to some warning, like some 2-year-old fucking child, that before I merge your post or I trash your post or I ban you from forums or I put jail bars over you because you're being a dick, okay? There are rules in forums. We're all adults. For those of you who are PG-13 and you're under adult supervision, go find your mommies and your daddies and read the rules of forums. It's very, very simple rules. They're out there for everybody to read. They're very plain. They're very simple. They were created by Kixeye. They were not created by moderators. We aren't power hungry. We're not out to get you. It's not personal. If we don't enforce the rules of forums, we are no longer moderators. I'm sorry if you don't like that. I've been doing this just a little bit longer than you have. Thank you very much. For those of you who think you know what my job is, fuck you. Eat a bag of dicks. You don't know what my job is. You don't know what my life is. I do what I do because that's what Kixeye asks me to do. You don't need a warning. You're an adult. Pick up your glasses, get your magnifying glass, unstick your hand from your cock, and use your mouse and read the God-blessed rules. Because as soon as I warn you, within 3 seconds, you have to fire back a message with me about what a fat fucking cow I am. So the fuck what? I don't care. Call me names. I don't care. Read the rules. If you don't like them, tough shit. Every time you log into your KXL account, you agreed to those rules. You agreed to the terms of service. If you don't understand what that is, then stop logging in. Or simply, you will lose your right to post in forums. It's not personal. It's because you're being a dick. It's because you're being an ass. The forums are a place for people to go for information, to share information, to exchange information. And yes, sometimes if you need to vent, it's a place to go vent. Feel free. Trust me. There are plenty of posts that are right now on the first page that are full of ranting and raging. And they're there because they're constructive and they're informative, and the team needs to see that information so they can hear from the community and their frustrations.
The 2 paragraphs. There are 2 paragraphs here. They encourage you to share feedback, suggestions, and requests. Expect all the community members to refrain from resorting to demands or threats. Believe that demands or threats are not constructive. Threats of real-life violence in particular are something to take very seriously, blah, blah, blah. And there's the following line that sits underneath. Deliberately disobeying a Kixeye employee or member of the community team. Deliberately disobeying
Moderators are members of the community team.
Deliberately disobeying a request or action by a member of the Kixeye team is not permitted at any time. As an example, if we close a thread you created and leave an explanation stating to why it was closed, you may not recreate the thread. Instead, feel free to PM a moderator or community manager for more information about why your thread was closed.
That was it.
Following.
It's very simple. If you can't get us, if you can't get Daba, if you can't get Cybertoad, if you can't get Franco, if you have a beef with me, if you think that I am abusing my moderator powers or what have you, reach out to CM Chris, reach out to CM Bernie, reach out to any other Kixeye person that you feel that you need to reach out to. If you're a corner, send a message to customer support. I'm only human. I make mistakes. I have occasionally put jail bars on somebody that I didn't mean to. My KXL lagged. I was warning somebody else. and I flipped over to the next KXL page to do the next thing in forums, and I gave somebody else Jared bars by mistake. I'm human. Stuff happens. I've never banned anybody by mistake. I'm very careful about my notes when I ban someone. I don't want to ban anybody. Daba doesn't want to ban anybody. We don't want to be like the bullies. We don't want to be the bad guys. But you guys put us in this position. Kixeye says to us, enforce these rules, and we do. We gladly do it because we want a community that, just like this panel is, where it's free to be things to be discussed. And for anybody to say that open discussion hasn't brought back change in any of the games, and Phil can back me up on this one, and guys who've played some of the other Kixeye games, that's just plain out not true. It doesn't mean they listen to everything that we say, but that's just not true. There have been things that we have fought for, and we have won hard and frustrated.
Where suggestions have been made. Sorry, I gotta jump on this one real quick. Where suggestions have been made during shows, during live shows, during an event, specifically during an event, when Shadow was running a live show, there was a suggestion to move. It was simple to move a spawn point from one side of the map to the other.
Yep.
That happened within 25 minutes of that show ending. The fix with the Bastion, the mine, and the missile that happened because people were constructive in the forums and live on the show. The fix was happened the next day, and it was pushed out. Excuse me.
And not everything can be done on the fly. There can't be a flip of the switch. It takes a dev, which involves a team of engineers. And Phil can speak to this too. That's not something that you can very quickly do. It involves a lot of activity at once, and then getting your fingers in and slipping that in there so that it gets fixed, or that it gets altered, or that it gets tweaked for whatever reason. We had the issue with the 45s, the Shadow Out 45s. There were people, okay, I still think the Shadow Out 45s are a bit OP'd for low to mid levels. I really do. But because people were really, really upset when they first came out with the new Shadow Ops, there were people who came in forums and constructively complained and said they were OP'd. So they took out some of the front line. They are a little bit more doable, but it does take a lot of time to do a 45. And I don't want to get into the mechanics of, I think the medals should be doubled for the amount of effort that we have to spend to do the medal bases. My point to the whole thing is that we're not the bad guys here. Really, we're not. We're not, it's not an ego thing. It's not an ego thing for any of us. It's just a matter of trying to keep the forums flowing as smoothly as we possibly can. And if we don't do what we're supposed to do as moderators, and someone says, well, why didn't you close that thread? Or why did you leave that thread open? I'm not going to get into the details of the things that happen behind the scenes, but guys, I've been doing this for 6+ years. Okay, when a Kixeye team member comes to me and says, it would have been better if you had done X, Y, and D, after I get my hand slapped enough times, I just follow and do what I'm told. I'm not a Kixeye robot. I just follow and do what I'm told. I want to make the game better. I'm not a moderator because I want to kiss Kixeye's ass. I'm a moderator because I was a player first. And I got tired of being bent over and not getting paid for it. Because in my world, when you bend me over and you're having a good time and you're smacking my ass, I get paid for it. Okay? I don't get paid to do what I do. But the reason why we are here and do what we do is because we want to do it for the community. It's the whole reason why we have this show. It's the whole reason why we have this panel. It's not a power trip. If you log in and you can't find your thread, look and see if it was merged. Dava, me, Cybertoad, and Bernie were trying to make an effort to put the word merged on posts that are flaming. Obviously, you see the flames. Everybody knows what flames means in forums. It means it's a hot topic because it's a flame, okay? We're trying to put the word merged. So if you just made a thread and then you go in and you try to view your thread because you want to see what people said to it and you can't find your thread, look to see if your thread wasn't merged. Stop beating the moderators up because we're told to merge the threads. If there's an in-game problem, if the game goes down, if it crashes, servers go bad, Every time you're trying to make liberators, everybody's liberators come up invalid platoons. The wheels fall off the bus like they did last week. Give us a break. We are instructed to merge as many threads as we possibly can and trash the ones that are toxic.
There is only one guy in forums I will actively say give the hardest time, and that will be Cyberdog, because he fucking deserves it.
Can I make a comment on the merge threads?
Yes, please do, Dava.
So, for those that may not understand what merged is, merged means more than one person has made a topic of the same or similar idea. Like mine last week, it was mines being broke and the bastions and all that. And so what we do is to help Kixeye help keep things nice and tidy, so that if we need to send anything up to Kixeye, we can just say, here's one thread instead of 600 threads. And plus it makes the forums nice and tidy, so you don't have the whole first page is all mines, or the whole first page is all bastions. And speaking of merged threads, back to what Skip was saying about looking for merged threads, go look at the first page before you go make a new topic, or even look at before you make a topic about anything. Even if your post wasn't deleted, you just, hey, I'm bored, I want to go in the forums and make a topic. Go look and make sure that check the first page and see if anything's even remotely related to your topic is there, and just comment on that, because it makes it easier for everybody in the community if they can just go to one post and then everyone can just talk on the one post.
And I do want to say that occasionally Kixeye will ask us to do that, because the dev will say, or an engineer or the community manager will say, hey, can you guys go in and merge all those threads so I can gather that feedback? They're in the middle of fixing something that's fucked up, which is why everybody's in forums in the first place. And I apologize for my voice, by the way.
So merge something that's actually a benefit to everybody, believe it or not, there.
Put it all in one spot, so that if a dev needs to get in there, they can get in there and they can find the information that they need. And we don't need you can post your IDs, okay, but we don't need your IDs. So in my opinion, this is just strictly from me, technical person, don't post your ID. If you're posting in forums, I already know what your ID is, and so does Kixeye. So unless you are banned from forums, if you have the ability to post, we already know what your ID is. It's really easy to get. So just comment and give us the details of what you see. If you have a video of what's happening, post a video and go to that particular merge thread and give as much information as you possibly can, especially if you can't coin, because we want your voice heard. We don't want to move you to community support, but the community support section is being worked every day by every single moderator. That is also a task. If we log in as a moderator, we've been asked to work the community support section every single day, and we have been. All of us are in the community support section. So if you get upset because you got something that moved from general discussion to community support, it's because that's where we, as moderators, are better equipped to deal with those particular one-on-one discussions on what do you need, what's happening in your base, let's get this worked for you the best that we can.
Well, I just want to say this to the people out there listening, just to consolidate what's been said in the best that I know how to convey this to the people. What Anton says is absolutely right. What Dava says is right. And what Skip Jack is saying is right. You have to understand, for a person to get infuriated or upset that their topic of discussion is merged with others of the same basic general idea, for them to be upset and to attack moderators who are doing that job and merging these threads into one consolidated feed, you're a fucking moron. The fact is, condensing your opinion with the 2 or 3 people that are following your rant or your discussion or your information, with 3 other people, with 12 other people, with 30 other people on 7 other threads, and then consolidating you all to be 745 voices instead of 12 voices on this topic and 2 voices on that topic, even though you're discussing the same effective issue. That's where you gain traction and can consolidate your support and gain change in the game. So don't get pissed off that you're blended in with others who are all on your side, or at least in the same argument for the pros and cons of what the situation is. If you're going to sit there and complain that, oh, my, it's not about you. That's the point. It's not fucking about you. It's about the game, the community, and changing things for the better. So when you end up being one tooth in the cog of change, be grateful. Don't think you have to be the whole fucking gear. Because if you try to be the whole gear, you're going to break. There's way too much out there, and you're not the end-all, be-all. But when we work together, that's when we get the change.
The funny thing is, Venom, there, you know, people go onto the forum and they're this God-given right that I am a single person, I'm going to take on the whole world. Yet whenever they attack a base, they don't attack the base of one liberator, do they?
Yeah, well, that's my point. I mean, I understand. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that I have here. You know what I've been blessed to be. You know what Dr. Phil tried to do. I don't take anything as one person rules the whole thing. You have to have a team effort to get anything accomplished. And this idea that my post is more valuable than anybody else's post on the forum, even when 6 posts above and 6 posts below are all talking about the same freaking thing. My workshop isn't working properly, or my mines aren't getting repaired. Think about it. You're going through an event like Onslaught, and you need your mines to do a little bit of damage to the incoming hordes of shit coming at you. And you complain, my mines aren't getting repaired. And you don't want your thread joined with the other 25 people complaining about their mines not being repaired. Well, if you want to keep them separate, what happens is Kixeye reads 1, and they don't see the other 11. So they think it's an isolated incident, and nothing gets changed. But if they read the 1 that is merged with the other 11, then they see 12 incidences of this issue. And they say, okay, it's a more broad issue. We have to look into it and see if it's happening to more than 12 people. Then they realize it's happening to 1,200 people, and they work on a fix. And hopefully by day 2, they've got a fix in progress.
And that if we don't merge the threads, just real quickly in that vein, if we don't merge the threads, again, because we have the screen share there, you see the views. If we don't merge the threads, then other topics get pushed to page 2, page 3, page 4.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to leave every single one on there, each one of your individual, it's not that we don't hear your voices, but if we left each individual thread on there and it was all about the same topic, my mines aren't repairing, the other topics that are, it's a finite amount of information that can be held on, and everybody wants to be on the first page. I get that, but that's why we merge things, is so that we can gather all that information, and then it becomes a flame, and then you see the views, and then you see the replies, and those are the things that Kixeye is paying attention to. And it's not even just that they are paying attention to it. Trust me, Dob will answer to this. When we end up with something that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pages long, and we start reaching, more than 500, 600 people with the same issue, it doesn't take that long. Trust me, it doesn't take that long. But once the thread is up there, as soon as we can get a hold of somebody, that's not a couch fire. That's a house fire. That's like, hello, we need somebody to get some eyes on this, what's going on, because this is becoming more prevalent. It's not one person, it's not 10. And I'm not saying I wouldn't pay attention to 100, because of course I would. But I'm just saying is when it starts reaching where we are merging faster than we can get them merged and trying to clean up that front page, then that's time to get a hold of somebody at Kixeye. And then we say, look, here's the issue and here's where all the threads are. And then boom, we can get eyes on it. If we don't do it, that front page becomes trashed. And all the other posts that are equally as important get pushed to the back.
Can I ask you a question there, Skip, regarding on that there? Maybe it's giving out too much information, but say there's a problem with the game just during an event.
Mm-hmm.
What are your rough guidelines for yourself? I know you've experienced in that there, whenever it'll snowball and you think this is going to you might know after 10 people, right, this is going to snowball here, it's going to happen to everybody, but is it 100 people that have a problem before you have to call somebody, or is it 300 people, or is it?
Usually for me,
I know it depends on the on
yeah,
what the
usually for
problem
me,
is.
it's like if I get, because because I've said that before, I have my iPad next to my bed, my phone next to my bed, and I don't have Facebook on my phone for a reason, but I do have Skype and Facebook on my iPad. So if it starts pinging in the middle of the night, especially if we have an event or something, then it's either the wheels have fallen off the bus and Kickside knows about it. So then I look and I just see, because then I'm like, okay, no big deal. If it's a bunch of people complaining about exactly the same thing, which we've had happen before, a couple weeks ago, the wheels fell off the bus. A couple events ago, the wheels fell off the bus during the event. When that kind of stuff happens, it's not like a number. It's all of a sudden. It's like when I get filled up with Facebook PMs, Kickside PMs, and then the first thing I do is go to KXL, and I see a bunch of threads, and before I even start merging, I just say, look, we have a problem with this issue. If I'm in game, I'm usually 9 times out of 10, I'm experiencing the same thing you guys are. So
yeah.
I mean, my stuff is dialed in. Jim and I spend a lot of money on the stuff that we use as toys, so to speak. In the winter time, we pretty much, after a couple times of getting 4 or 5 feet of snow, 3 or 4 times, we just dig in and hunker in the winter time. So this is our entertainment, playing games or being on computers. So we spend a little bit more money on our computer setups. If I start having problems in my computer or my game, then that usually means that there's a problem in game. So I look and I start asking questions. That's why you'll see me sometimes come in the Unshackled chat, or you'll see me go into some of the other team chats and say, are you guys experiencing this? Because all of a sudden I'm having this problem. Or if one of your chats, thank you so much for not removing me from your pages and your chats, even though I'm not as active. If all of a sudden I see 300 or 400 pings on a chat, and I go in, if you guys are just posting selfies and giffies, then I'm okay with that. But if it's during the middle of the event, I look and see, hey, somebody says, my mines aren't repairing. I can't build missiles. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, then that gets my attention. As moderators, we're not allowed to pin threads anymore. So for those of you in the past that have seen me pin something, or Cybertoad, or Franco, or any of the other moderators, Tech Ninja Dez, the pin threads are only supposed to be by Kickside employees only. And it's been fairly recent, I'd say within the last year or so. They've asked us not to do that. Will I do that in emergency? Fuck yeah, I'll do it. Because if I can't get somebody at Kickside, I'm going to throw something up there and I'm going to pin it. And then I'm going to post it to all the pages until I can get somebody at Kickside. Will I get in trouble for it? Probably. But it's worth it. Because it's better for me to get the information out. If Daba's on, I get the information to Daba. If there's 2 of us as moderators, whoever's light I see on, I just start pinging people. So it's not really a number. It's like a flurry of activity, if that makes any sense.
So the moral of the story is, if you don't merge threads, we're all going to put in posts that you're going to have to merge anyway.
Yeah, we have to merge them, and about because I know Dava has something to say about the closed threads. There was a comment that was made, and I ended up having to be trashed about it. Again, and Dava is just new as being a moderator, but he's not new to the game. So you guys, please lay off a little bit on the guy, all right? He is really very knowledgeable, intelligent, very game savvy, anal about spreadsheets, which I love, young man. But when we close something, if I say I'm closing something to prevent trolling, it's because we've been doing this a long time. If I see even one negative comment or one off-color comment in your thread, but your thread has a valid purpose to stay on the general discussion, I will close your thread and I will split out the other person's content. You may not have even seen the porn picture that was posted. You may not have even seen the midget porn that was posted on your thread, because we split that shit out. If I say I'm closing it to prevent trolling, it's because we've already seen the trolling activity and your thread has merit. I'm not doing it to punish you. I'm doing it so I'm saying to you as a community member, yeah, what you're pissed off about, what you're angry about, or what you're frustrated about in game, or your issue, your topic needs to be heard. I'm closing it because, dude, you got people trolling you, And if it continues to be trolled, it's going to go in the trash. So I really don't have much of a choice. So there's people out there that have this feeling that because they didn't see the troll, they don't understand why we're closing them. We're closing them because we're seasoned people. We know what the trolls are going to do. We see what they do, and we split those nasty comments out, and we put it in the trash. We try to. If we don't catch it in time and there's a bunch of nasty comments, we have no choice but to trash the thread. And I apologize for that, but there's only so much that vanilla forums can do. Yes, this is box code, people. Welcome to last century.
Can I point out something that you just said, though, that stood out to me? You said that when your phone starts pinging in the middle of the fucking night.
Yeah, it's really under. You're right there, Jack. There, and well pointed out there.
People need
I
to
have
back
insomnia,
off.
but I do suffer from insomnia. So I mean, there are people who know that. I mean, they've been up with me 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll sleep from like 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning. And I get up in the
middle of the night. It's usually Jack. Jack me up, so it is.
You guys are getting up in the middle of the night to provide a service to the community. Anybody that has the gall to give you guys shit just needs to be taken out back and fucking whipped.
Yeah. Walk a few miles in your shoes.
Let's just keep that to a minimum, shall we?
A lot of times, like anyone who's up, maybe now until like now it's 9 p.m. Eastern until like 2 or 3 a.m. Eastern. I'm usually on the forums. Not that I for I'm doing a night job, but I enjoy going into the forums and reading what everybody's got to say and being able to help out, and that's just the time of day that's convenient for me because I work and stuff like that. So yeah, but it just happens to a lot of us are night owls, and when our bases are upgrading or whatever, we go check the forums. And of course, even while playing, there's been times where, like, I know Skip has made this very vocal. We moderate more than we play a game, and so like I think it was last event we had an issue, and I took a day off to deal with the issue, like in the forums, and I was helping clean up forums and all that. And of course, my stuff was repairing in the event, but but I just want to make a public service announcement because I've noticed this regarding the forums. If you guys want to get a hold of a moderator, please send us a PM if you're going to send any personal information. I've had people sending personal information on my wall in forums, and I delete the thing, and then I copy it and like I send a PM and be like, hey, Commander, don't send personal information, that kind of stuff. But yeah, just for your protection and stuff and whatnot, try not to share personal information. I had somebody share their Facebook username, like their email. They said there was an issue with it, and they said they posted their email, and I'm like, nah, don't do that. So I figured I might as well just make this just a public thing. If you need to send personal stuff like that, send a PM. And even moderators will never ask you for your login credentials. At most, we may ask you for your game ID, and even that, like Skip said, we can get your Kix ID, and most times Kix is fine with that. So we really don't need any of that personal information to look up anything on your account. So
I'll speak from experience there. If you can get a hold of it, either Dobber or Skip, like Skip saved me and Dobber the last event. My event was gone. If it wasn't for that there, I was goosed. My tunes were stuck on the map.
I remember that.
Yeah, you were locked up bad.
I was locked up there.
Yep.
Very bad.
And that's why, like I said, it's like if it doesn't, people, I've had a couple of people say, we'll get a real life or, do something else besides War Commander. What else is there? No, I'm just kidding. There's my husband, and that's every 6 hours. But that's just between him and I. I love you, darling. But other than that, I'm playing War Commander. Yeah, I don't want to see you guys get boned. We don't want to see you get knocked over. I mean, you might get a real quick PM from me really fast because I have a whole bunch of IDs stuck underneath of my keyboard. I may say, give me your ID real fast. So I don't have to go to look it up to find out what your ID is. It just makes it go faster. But don't let anyone else ask you for that information, and customer support doesn't need it either. So if you get a PM from somebody that, I might as well throw that out there because we've had some people have their accounts compromised recently. And unfortunately, one of the people who got their account compromised, somebody created a KXL account, and we got that account gotten rid of. KIXEYE did, but it very much looked like an official KIXEYE employee account. And they must have made a post in forums. I didn't get to see the post, but they were having issues. And a person made a fake account and sent a PM and then asked them for their email and their login information. A KIXEYE employee will never, ever ask you for that information. They don't need it. If they want to log into your account right now while you're live, they'll do it. Please don't fall for a PM from someone who looks like a KIXEYE employee. Asking for your user ID is one thing. Asking for your email address or your login information is not necessary. Please do not give that to anyone.
Just for clarification, it's your game account, not like your Facebook or KXL.
Yes. But well, even on Facebook, I would think people would be smart enough not to fall for something on Facebook. But good Lord Almighty, especially on KXL, I'd like to personally apologize to that person, and I'm glad that KIXEYE was able to restore their account so quickly. And occasionally, KIXEYE will create an account to stop a hacker in their tracks. And I don't mind if KIXEYE does that either. If it happened to me, that's what I would want them to do.
They've done it to mine.
It would be worth 1,000 people making fun of me to see a crater on the map that says skipjack.
I'll put it
just
out there.
To stop a hacker in their tracks.
My base was created for 5 days. 5 full days.
Data King's base was created for an hour, and thankfully at the time when it happened, there was a full complement of people there at KIXEYE that I could grab a hold of. That was years ago. We're talking about 4 or 5 years ago, but. That was just to stop the hacker in their tracks. We don't even know how they got in. I don't care how they got in, but if that's what it has to do. Can I do that for everybody? No, of course I can't do that for everybody. Do I have that ability? No, I don't have that ability. I don't work for KIXEYE people. I don't have these magic fingers.
That was just a timing issue. You're just lucky everybody was there at the right time.
It was a time issue for you, Anton. It just happened to be you sent me a message and I happened to be up, and there were other people that you didn't know this, but there were other people that were already having the issue, and we already had somebody at KIXEYE that was working on the problem.
Right.
So it was like, can you shoot me some IDs? So that was perfect timing for me because I said, what's your ID? Because can you shoot me some IDs of people who are having the problem? Sometimes an engineer needs to get in there and look at the accounts of people who are having the problem, because they might not be able to replicate it on their end because they are hardwired into the servers. They need to see what's happening in your account. It could be just your own individual account that's foobarred. I have an Alliance leader right now. Her liberators are foobarred, completely foobarred. They can fix it for a short amount of time, but it doesn't stay fixed. So every time her game refreshes, her liberators are foobarred again. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get that fixed, but because she gave me her information and she was so detailed about it, I wish it was a quick fix for her, but it wasn't. But at least KIXEYE is going to work on it. So, we're here for you guys. And for those of you on the forums that think that we have this power trip going on, trust me, it's not a power trip. I would love to just be able, I see that. I can't believe that's still up there. I've been telling them about that for ever since the resurrection event was over.
Oh, no, I was just seeing if they're taking the game down yet, and they haven't, and I don't think they are now. It's too late.
Let me see what time it is.
9 Eastern, 9:19.
Hang on. It's still not down, is it? Because I closed my game down while we're in the hangout.
I just tried to load in the game, and it's loading perfectly fine.
I'm already in the game. Is it going down sometime soon?
Well, apparently,
we should get a mat tag.
I don't think it's going down.
We're going to get your invasion tokens will be given after the maintenance, and it's going to be like an award thing. There'll be a mat tag. Mat tag is the banner that appears at the top of your game. So there'll be a mat tag with that information out there. It looks like they had to push it back. So it's temporarily pushed back.
Well,
still on for tonight. Still one for tonight, though.
If it's
Prefer
still on
not
for
to
tonight, we can go over the updates tomorrow before the event show, but I want to wrap this up. It's almost 2:30
Yes.
in the morning. So we'll go ahead, and I'll thank everybody for their information this evening, especially to Dobber and Skip for putting that stuff out there. And, of course, to myself for doing what I do every goddamn week, much to the bemused of everybody else. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw some shout-outs out there. Anton, can I have a shout-out, please?
Yep. Thanks to all the panel. Thanks again for the invite. Much gratitude towards that there. Again, shout out to 173 and that, and I hope you have a good event there and that there. And please join in there. Hopefully get a few new players that maybe want to join the event show. I know there's one person on 173 who's on the Unshackled there. He makes good videos, so good luck to you all.
Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Dobber, have you got any shout-outs?
Gilbert is currently sleeping.
Huh?
No, he isn't. Dobber,
You just said that.
He's fucking right here. What the hell?
My Hangouts just keeps glitching and like
Yeah.
it'll go silent.
Audio's messing up.
Oh, okay.
So
Come on,
like,
go,
like
Shout out,
especially when
Gilbert.
shut up. Let him do it.
shout out shout out to everyone who's been good in the forum so far. Too much I haven't yet to visit there yet today, but so far it looks good. Shout out to Kicksai for keep making this event a lot shorter. So hopefully I can get a lot more playthroughs and go back to what I used to do, which was complete a lot of tell my friends to go away for the weekend. And shout out to for tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day. And shout out to everyone on the panel and those out on YouTube. And if you're still watching this, comment potato. Anyone who's seen my video will know why. Anyone who's seen anything on my channel will know why. But comment potato, P-O-T-A-Y-T-O, potato.
If I have to read through a whole bunch of potato comments, we're gonna have a bad time.
Prepare yourself, Dr. Phil.
D-Show, have you got any shout outs from my man?
Indeed, I do. I'd like to thank you, the panel, anybody watching currently, anybody that's going to watch it on YouTube, to my team over in 108, the Hell's Knights, and most of all, for those in the USA, y'all have a nice turkey day. We're out.
Thank you very much. Dutch, have you got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to you, Phil. Shout out to the panel and to YouTube.
All right, plain and simple. Champ, you got any shout outs, buddy?
Yeah, shout out to you guys on the panel. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Shout out to YouTube and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks.
And just one more shout out from me. A shout out to Jack Sparrow's order.
And shout out to my bus driver.
Fuck you, bro.
Show's never going to win.
Yeah, I went to get on the one bus that had the numbers of the bus. Oh, this isn't the right bus. The next bus you need is a half hour. I'm like, man, you got just.
Okay. Jackie boy, have you got any shout outs, buddy?
You got any sparrows?
Shout out to
I almost said you got any sparrows.
one, but you'll never see him. Shout out to YouTube, the panel. Appreciate you guys having me on again. 173, love all you fuckers. Shout out to Gunda Clan. I'll be seeing you motherfuckers soon.
Alrighty. Skippy, have you got any shout outs, darling?
I do. Can I do shout outs for me and shout outs for Jim?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, I'd like to shout out to the SBT clan and the AVA clan. I'd like to give a super sexy shout out to the last sector that we all went to war with. You're a bunch of fucking noobs. And there is an upcoming shout out to Kicksai. For those of us who still do PvP and like to go to war, there's an upcoming piece of information that should get your panties wet if you wear them. within the next couple weeks. So pay attention to the release notes that should excite all of you PV payers. So, and get your panties all nice and juicy. Jim would like to give a sexy shout out to Chad and to Roy for helping him get all the parts that he needed for the things that he had not gotten his parts for. So now he feels like a total incomplete man.
I need a drink.
That was so hard to do without laughing. I'm so sorry.
That was
My daughter just walked by and said, "Mom, you're so nasty."
That was almost as bad as me doing your shout outs last week to Roy.
I didn't want you to have to say it again. I didn't want you to have to say it again. Sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you for dealing with my voice, my squeaker honker voice that I have from my respiratory infection. It is what it is.
Lionel, have you got any shout outs?
Yeah, short and sweet. Shout out to all the people who visit us and watch these streams. Like, subscribe, and join our pages and our Facebook and our obviously our YouTube. Shout out to Sony Corporation for creating my new pastime. They'll be lucky if XI has me actually logging in on this event or any future event. We'll
Are they
see.
actually going to do it now? Because if they're going to do it, somebody's going to get put in their ass.
In half an hour.
I'm not doing the show for another half an hour. Fuck that. You're going to wait.
Oh, for crying out loud, there's notes to go with it. It's only a half a page. It's a half a page of notes.
Can I log
It's
in?
a half a page.
I am not waiting half an hour.
No.
I am not staying up another half an hour.
It's a half a
You
page.
can all wait till tomorrow.
Oh my
Tomorrow
god.
for your live. Tomorrow you can join Dr. Phil and the live event feed.
Shut up.
So
that's mine.
There you go.
I can join in on.
Well, I didn't say time. I just said, for the information.
I'm saying
it's a teaser.
Donna,
Please,
share what you need to
Skip
share since they told you that you could.
Hey, you have a very different definition of teasing, sir.
I was going to say, Skip, could you please explain to Dr. Phil what teasers are?
I know all about teasing. Thank you very much.
Would you like
Get
me
on
to
with
say
it.
happy birthday to Dr. Phil?
My birthday was like 2 months ago, so it's completely out.
It was my
Do it
birthday
again.
as well, and
We
the
could
year
do it
before.
again. And again.
No,
and again.
I don't need it to happen again.
And again. And again. But you like it that way.
Calm down. Calm down before I have an aneurysm, for Christ's sake.
Come sit on my lap, darling.
So for those who want to go PvPing and all that before the event and go do all that before tomorrow morning because the relocation will be disabled tomorrow morning. This is just information that a little birdie told me, but it's good information.
So if I'm going to relocate to a good spot in the sector, I better do it tonight?
You better fucking do it tonight. Yeah.
And you might want to refresh because you're coming in crackly.
Well, we're going to win. So we can refresh afterwards.
Middle of the sector is generally good for event. You're on the end of the sector, bases generally don't spawn there as much, based on my experience.
Is that
it? No, hold on. It's going to take half an hour for Jack's mic to refresh.
I am not. Look, everyone else as of this point is getting cut the fuck off. If you interrupt me, I'll boot you.
What about my shout out?
You don't get one because you came in 5 minutes before the fucking end.
I just want to say one thing really quickly.
No.
Only Venom will get this. Mango, pineapple, banana.
Oh, God.
That better?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Good.
Thanks.
I have several things to get off my chest before I wrap this bitch up. Of course, tomorrow will be the live event show. Depending on how much is in the update notes and depending on when the event goes live, because I didn't take the timer, because I can't be fucking asked to do it now. I will put the post up whenever I put the post up at some point tomorrow afternoon. For my time, at least. It'll be tomorrow morning for you Yankee fuckers. Second shout out to a couple of people. One particularly being that stupid son of a bitch by the name of Sunil Roy. If you're going to screenshot my fucking shit that I post somewhere else and take it and then write your own little piss-assy misspelled rant about it, do it somewhere where I'm not at, so I don't have the chance to rebuttal. And when you get butthurt because of the rebuttal and the facts that were slammed right in front of your fucking face, to have the audacity to block me, go fuck yourself. Not only can you eat the bag of dicks, not only can you choke on the bag of dicks, I hope you get that bag of dicks stuck so far down your throat, it comes out the one end and you look like a fucking coat rack. You're a total idiot. You're a moron. You have the IQ of a chronically deformed, retarded squirrel. And to be perfectly honest, if I said what I wanted to say after that, I will say it in the post-show where it's not live and the rest of you can't hear it. It would get the show canned, it would get the show banned, and you'd never see War Commander Unshackled again. That's my entire opinion of that guy. I have got a few other things. Shout out to Kicksai's still currently useless CS team, who for whatever reason, and their copy and paste tactics, when you copy and paste the same answer to one guy and give him a bunch of stuff, and you copy and paste the same answer to me and give me nothing, you can suck my balls. Both of them, whether dry or sweaty, depending on how busy I've been that day. You can suck on those, and I hope you fucking choke on the bastards.
I wouldn't give up on that ticket if I were you. I would fight that.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. I said don't interrupt me. I'm not done.
Sorry, I was refreshing. Sorry.
And as for one more thing, you fucked up the event style already. You didn't consult the community when you did it. You put a preview out, but had nothing to do with the event style or any of the event bases or anything that we were going to do, which was completely stupid and completely wrong. This single-use hero bullshit is going to catastrophically alter everything. I'm going to put this out there. If you get them, don't use them. Because Kicksai will rely on the data. And they will rely on the data for it in the future. If you do not use or deploy or even put in a platoon your single-use units, do not do it. Don't use them. Don't use them at all. And make Kicksai understand that this is not what we want as a community. Whether or not they put on this fucking blasé banner of testing this and testing that, and we want people to play with them beforehand. No. I do not accept that as an answer. Nor do I accept that as a tactic. It's another set of mismarketing, mismanagement, and misunderstanding. And I, will not tolerate it. If Kicksai weren't so money-grubbing and cutting back on all of the QA that they should have, that they don't, and leaving it down to a small handful of people while they try and funnel enough money and as much money as they can get into whatever bullshit mobile project they intend to put out next, and screw over every player that they can get a penny out of, and then pull this crap. I'm sorry, but you're done. A few months ago when I walked back into the game, I said it was the best time to be in War Commander. Right now, it's the worst time to be in War Commander. I barely want to log into the game. I barely want to play. And I just want to continue with my own life and write Kicksai off as a lost cause. Because if Kicksai at the moment with the opposable thumb, Evolution would have written it off as a bad idea. And that, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, is that. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I'll put it up the post at some point tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon for the event show. and we will go do Thorium Rush Live. Thank you, and good night.